evening. Welcome to the highlights of the third day's play of this test match between Australia and the West Indies at the WACA ground. A day of decision for the Australian batsmen. Can they withstand the West Indies bowling attack, or will it be a repeat performance of what went on in the Caribbean only a few months ago? We pick up play now with West Indies having scored 416 yesterday and Australia 436 this morning. This is the fourth ball of the first over. Michael Holding is bowling to Alan Border. No runs have been added. And Tony Gregg is commentating with Bill Laurie.
And here we go. Michael Holding on his way to bowl to the left-handed Border. Well left, very well left, and the crash helmet falls off his head. Well, he's going to have to be a little bit careful of that.
Not ducking, just picking up the line quickly and weaving to the leg side. That was beautifully played by Alan Border.
Lloyd has a very attacking field in position. Marshall again. That's through the slip cordon, running away down towards the third man boundary. Greenidge after it, and Richardson there. Restricting the batsman to just two. Oh, he's hit that way down there. Will he get it? He's got it. Yes, he has. That's the end of Kim Hughes. Well, there was a bouncer. Hit in the air, down to the deep fine leg man, and what a good catch that was.
It was badly played. They set him up. They kept him on the back foot. He's been out hooking this summer on numerous occasions. They didn't need a bodyline field. They needed one fieldsman. A beautifully judged catch. It was well struck, but what a fine piece of bowling. And congratulations to Clive Ward. Tremendous placement. That it was over the middle and off stump. He couldn't control that. He whipped it fine. And Marshall took a superbly judged catch. It was going like a ball at his back. He's keeping his eyes on it. He's up. It's a mark. And the Australian captain departs. And Australia in real trouble at 4 for 40. But what a fine piece of cricket. Beautifully bowled over the middle and off stump. The hook shot was on. And what a great catch. Not much time. Judged to perfection. Two hands, two fingers strapped. And Marshall really in this test match. And Australia in a lot of trouble.
Graham Yallop out in the middle. A big challenge this for him. He has his critics. And there is the theory that he's not very keen on the quicks. Well, he's also not a bad player, and he's under extreme pressure out there now. He's off the mark. Nicely played too. Holding, homing in on his leg stump there. Yallop whipping it away on the leg side beautifully. So he's off the mark on two. Australia now 4 down for 42.
Well, he gets runs, but he didn't play it all that well. Ball squared him up and squirted down between third slip and gully. And they're coming for the third. They'll have to hurry. They get back. Good judgment in the end by Graham Yallop. It was his initiative that pushed them for the third run. Michael Holding. Yallop, the batsman. Brilliant bit of fielding by Holding. Hit the stumps too. My goodness, the West Indies are really on stream this morning. Magnificent bit of fielding.
Desperate cricket by Michael Holding. Realising there was no mid-on. Lunged at it, saved it, and then threw down the stumps.
So many fast bowlers after a long run in and the effort of delivery would have been satisfied to have let that ball pass. Not this man. And that's out. Caught by Greenidge at full slip. Australia 5 for 46.
And great captaincy by Clive Lloyd, taking the man away from silly mid-off, putting him into the fourth slip position, and an instant success. Michael Holding coming up into the breeze. Short delivery, a tentative shot from Graham Yallop, a bad shot. Just rode it into the gully, and probably the simplest catch that we've seen in this Australian innings. So Australia in big trouble, 5 for 46. Michael Holding chipping in with 2 wickets today. We haven't seen Garner. And Graham Yallop out for only 2.
So here's Phillips with his first ball from Michael Holding. And off the mark right away. Good looking, firm, confident shot through mid-off for 2. Oh my goodness, that went over the top of the middle and leg stumps. Phillips wasn't playing a shot. No blame attached to him because the ball was pitched well outside the leg stump and deviated a mile.
It's Michael Holding moving in off his long run here.
Appeal for a catch, he's gone. Catch down the leg side by Dujon, well taken. And Border is out for 15, and Australia are 6 for 55.
And that's the prize wicket of Alan Border going to Michael Holding. A sensational spell this by Michael Holding. 3 wickets this morning, a good catch by Jeffrey Dujon, showing his versatility. 100 yesterday, good keeping that. They're not easy to take down the leg side. Border just getting his bat outside the line of his pads, flicking at it, and an excellent catch. Not such a good delivery from Michael Holding, but one that's produced a wicket for the West Indies. It's a sensational spell this by Michael Holding. So Alan Border, Australian vice-captain, out caught Dujon, bowled Holding for 15, and Australia slumped once again at 6 for 55.
Jeff Lawson has come in to replace Alan Border. Good leg side catch by Jeffrey Dujon. Not a ball of any particular merit, but it's not always that the finest balls get wickets alone.
It looks as though Jeff Lawson's forgotten his protector. And that's certainly not a very good thing to leave behind. We've seen Bob Willis walk out in a test match, leaving his bat behind. I think that's preferable to leaving your protector behind. Oh, good delivery. Malcolm Marshall has got that outswinger working nicely. Once again, the outswinger beating Lawson, although that wasn't such a good shot from Jeffrey.
It is an extremely good delivery because the ball's always moving away from the batsman. The bowler has 2 chances, one of bowling the batsman or getting an edge and having a catch go to slip.
And there's the edge, and that's exactly what the bowler is attempting to do. On that occasion, he didn't hit the stumps, just got the edge, and all very simple for Jeffrey Dujon.
Well, that was it perfectly, except the ball didn't go to slip. There wasn't enough deflection there. It just went straight into the safe hands of Jeffrey Dujon. So Malcolm Marshall has struck, bowling the outswinger from halfway along the crease, still getting enough movement to make it move away, and Dujon doing the rest after the thin edge. So Lawson is out, and the total 7 for 58. Marshall with the figures of 2 for 17 off 13 overs, striking power, and also very economical.
Rodney Hogg not too interested in defending his wicket. Whatever runs he's going to make, he's going to make them in dashing style by the look of that.
7 for 63, possibly staring down the barrel at their lowest score against West Indies in Australia. That stands at 82 at the moment in Adelaide in 1951-52.
Oh, and he's just allowed that one to crash into the stumps. Amazing piece of batting. I don't think Michael Holding can believe his luck. He's taken 13 wickets in Test cricket. That's probably the easiest one ever.
It was an attempted York on the leg stump, and the Hog saw it coming towards him, backed away, hidden full toss on the pad, went from, I would say, at least 2 feet outside the leg stump onto the off stump. So Hogg is out for naught. And really, the way he batted, he didn't deserve any more. 8 for 58.
Carl Rackerman, he can't actually say he's striding to the wicket purposefully, but he is heading in the general direction to replace Rodney Hogg,
who was out in this rather strange fashion. Holding's 4th wicket, a full toss, which hit Rodney Hogg on the shins, halfway up the shin, in fact, from a position 2 foot outside the leg stump, and from that position it deflected onto the off stump.
Oh, and well, he might be quite happy. He's certainly quite happy to go. He hasn't waited for the umpire to give him out. And Michael Holding is now on a hat-trick.
Cricket bowler for once, receiving some of his own medicine. And Rackerman there, embarrassed a little bit by that short, rising ball into the ribs, flinching, moving away to the leg side, not getting inside the line of the ball, offering a tentative bat, out first ball. And so the 9th wicket has fallen, that of Carl Rackerman.
And Terry Alderman comes out to face the hat-trick ball from Michael Holding, after Carl Rackerman was dismissed with a short one coming off the glove or the handle of the bat. Richie Richardson takes a comfortable catch.
Off a pretty uncomfortable ball. That was a nasty one.
The last time a West Indies bowler took a hat-trick in Test cricket, it was Lance Gibbs. Adelaide Oval in 1960-61, and I remember being there as a very young kid.
So what will Michael Holding try? Yorker?
He certainly goes for the Yorker. It's just going down leg side, and that was very, very close to a hat-trick. Marvellous piece of bowling there by Michael Holding. It's a good shot from Wayne Phillips. Just hitting with the swing that Malcolm Marshall is getting, and only the second boundary of the morning. Bouncer, it's a no ball. That's particularly well hit by Wayne Phillips.
Well, Wayne Phillips is going to go down with all guns firing.
And 4 more. Slower ball from Michael Holding. Phillips waited for it, and has edged Australia up closer to that 82 figure Ian was talking about.
Beautiful shot this by Phillips. Bad ball, smashed away through extra cover. And didn't he enjoy it?
Man down there on the boundary. Nicely caught. The fielding has been great. They say that everything is run for them, but my word, they've played well. They've demolished Australia for their lowest ever score against West Indies. 76 all out, having started at 3 for 36 this morning. And beautifully taken away down there at deep fine leg. Malcolm Marshall, who had a hand in the taking of the wickets yesterday and took 2 brilliant catches this morning.
Yes, a little unlucky this to Phillips, sitting on the up there. He's played the shot before. On that occasion, just hitting it well enough for Malcolm Marshall to move around very quickly and make that catch. And so really a magnificent performance this by the West Indians. 9 down for 76. And that last wicket falling there, the wicket of Phillips. And so the Australians all out for 76 in just 31 overs.
Well, if you're a bit stunned by that, think how I am, because I've been sitting here watching it not only on the screen, but at first hand as well. That was a numbing exhibition by the Australian batsman. Nothing very much to be proud of there, I'm afraid. Excellent bowling from the West Indians, some brilliant catching, give you all that, but it was a very, very disappointing performance. A quick look at the scorecard, just to remind ourselves of what happened. 76 in all. A lower score than ever before against the West Indians in a test match, beating the 82 in Adelaide back in 1951-52. Just 3 double-figure scores, with Phillips top scoring with 22, Border on 15, and only 3 double-figure partnerships before Phillips and Alderman shared 13 for the last wicket. The bowling figures, well, they speak for themselves, I'm afraid, from the Australian point of view. Michael Holding, 9.2 overs, 3 maidens, 6 for 21. He'll have bowled just as well as that on many occasions and finished up with 1 for 50. Garner, 2 for 24. Marshall, 2 for 25. And Australia, 340 behind, having to follow on. Here's the first over now. Joel Garner is bowling and John Dyson is taking straight. Dyson's off the mark and off the pair.
Yes, nice bit of relief there for John Dyson. Very quick out of the blocks. Being made naught in the first innings. Of course, the worst thing that could happen is to get another one in the second leg. 7 men huddled around Kepler Wessels in catching positions.
No ball again.
Intense time for the Australians.
Clive Lloyd has the first one again. Not a very good shot there from Kepler Wessels. He's gone. Joel Garner, despite no ball, has snapped up the first wicket. 4 on the ball.
Lovely line, this delivery, pitching around about leg stump, angled across the left-hander. Big edge there, and Clive Lloyd, great hands he's got, no mistake at all, catching that around about ankle height. And so, before lunch, the Australians suffering their first setback of their second innings. Kepler Wessels out for a duck, caught by the West Indian captain off the bowling of Joel Garner.
Genuine fast bowler, Malcolm Marshall. Oh, that's a strange shot to play when you're trying to avoid an outright defeat, but it's very effective. That was more a la Bunbury. It's put it through mid-wicket for 3 and coming back for the 4 all run. Fine shot. Shot of the day. Dyson working that beautifully off his pads for 4 runs. Confidence builder for him, and the crowd, there's something to cheer about from the Australians' point of view at last. No balls called. It's going to be a 10-ball over from Joel Garner. All valuable runs for Australia. Sundry's moved to 9. No ball called. So what an over. Controversial over for Joel Garner. Umpire Peter McConnell. Australia down on their knees in the second innings, and Joel Garner can't get it right. Oh, again.
Six no balls in this over. Garner moving back. Lloyd going to have a chat with him.
What a good delivery. Finally bowls a legitimate ball. That's the over. It's 1 for 27.
A couple there for John Dyson. Gordon Greenwich is the fielder. In the air. Catch had he been able to pick it up. He was always going around in circles. Malcolm Marshall, who's already taken 2 great catches today, had a little bit of a problem with that one. Nice shot. John Dyson. One of the best shots we've seen today. We haven't seen all that many, but that was a good one. And there'll be overthrows there. Three to Graham Wood.
It's a good shot from Graham Wood. Nicely timed. Larry Gomes will cut it off. But there's a comfortable 3. Cuts quite well, John Dyson, on that occasion, going over the top of Larry Gomes at point.
Oh, that's a lovely shot. Beautifully hit by Wood. Through extra cover, 4 runs all the way. And things now really getting a lot easier for the Australians.
Holding off the short run. Oh, beautifully played. Gloriously played, Graham Wood. Timed to perfection.
Well, that's the shot of a batsman in form, and he is in form. He got 141 here against the West Indies last weekend. Shots like that. Just wide of Garner in the gully. Chopped it away down between third slip and gully. A little bit of a risk there. It was played in the air, but fast enough and placed between third slip and gully and going for 4. Worked away on the onside. That's the way to put away a full toss. Dyson gets another boundary, and the Australian innings really now accelerating. And now Viv Richards coming on with his gentle off spin. That's through. Again, that boundary is a long one. Greenwich will get onto it, but that's Woods 50. And they'll love that here at the WACA. Western Australian.
They're going to make it 50 under pressure. They make it in good style, as Graham Wood has done today. Fine 50 that, and only 61 deliveries faced in 131 minutes. And Australia had their backs to the wall at 1 for 4 after following on after a dismal 76. Well played, Graham Wood.
Marshall again, Dyson, the wee batsman.
Oh, he's gone, dragged that one back onto the stumps. Malcolm Marshall generating just a little bit of extra pace there. That surprised Dyson, I think, Frank, and that inside edge back onto the stumps.
A tragic end, though, a tragic end to that partnership between these two batsmen. Dyson a little unfortunate, expecting that ball to come in a little bit and getting an underneath edge and putting it onto his off stump. Look at Dyson's bat, though. It really is out of the perpendicular, isn't he? He didn't play straight at all, that. He chased it wide of the off stump and pulled it right the way back. So Marshall strikes. And the first wicket is down for the second wicket is down for 94. Alan Border coming in at number 4.
Not quite off the middle of the bat, but beating the forward short leg, the ball going out to mid-wicket.
There's no opportunity there for Border to play the hook shot. That ball's fairly well up, pushed away on the leg side.
Always dropped him. Well, they've got him in that position just behind square there, and Desmond Haynes had the opportunity there. It was a pretty sharp chance, but Border lifting it around the corner just behind square and getting away with this chance.
Walsh to Wood.
It's the edge, and beautifully caught by Richie Richardson, I think. Yes, the umpire has acknowledged that the catch has been taken, and Courtney Walsh has his first wicket in Test cricket. A brilliant catch by Richie Richardson at third slip.
And what a way to pick it up. Graham Wood looking for the drive, wasn't quite across, and the ball just moving away from him. Good edge, and Richie Richardson diving forward and getting the hands underneath it. Great slips catch that. Saw Clive Lloyd take a similar one yesterday. The one where you've got to come forward is always a difficult one to take. Graham Wood just a little unlucky. A good innings from him. 56. Out caught Richardson. Walsh's first wicket in Test cricket, out for 56, and Australia 3 for 107.
Marshall to Alan Border.
And that's a good delivery, and well taken by Desmond Haynes on this occasion. That really was a brilliant delivery. A nasty one, and Alan Border had absolutely no hope of getting out of the way of that one.
Magnificent piece of bowling by Malcolm Marshall, setting it up. I just mentioned a few moments ago the leg side was the area which I thought they'd get Border out. That's twice in this innings. He's been caught on the leg side. Desmond Haynes, he put him down a couple of overs ago, capturing it on that occasion. So Alan Border out for 6. Caught Haynes, bowled Marshall, and Australia in real trouble at 4 for 107. Kim Hughes won the toss, sent the West Indies into bat. One stage, 5 for 104. I'm sure the smiles would have been in reverse. Would have been Kim Hughes who was smiling, and Clive Lloyd with the frown on the head, but that's not the case now.
Kim Hughes off the mark for the boundary. That's a good shot. Nicely timed once again. And in front of point, with Larry Gomes fielding just behind point.
Walsh to Yallop. And there's another one. Graham Yallop has gone. Close infielder Desmond Haynes, and Courtney Walsh has 2.
And that, unfortunately for Graham Yallop, was badly played. He was well inside the line. That delivery wasn't all that short, it wasn't all that quick. He just fended it away. We see the line is just outside the line of the off stump. It was a cross. His bat wasn't straight, it was nearly horizontal. And it was a good, smart catch by Haynes, and Graham Yallop disappears with Australia, reeling at 5 for 124. Caught Haynes, bowled Walsh for 1.
Larry Gomes will chase, won't go for 4, pick up an easy 3.
Fine shot. Strong off his pads. Wayne Phillips. Through for 2, they're going to look for 3 as Holding's taking his time, and that's well run.
Sliced over the head of the gully fielder down to the boundary for 4. Well, they say when you're going for it, go for it big. Turned away will get 2 runs, Phillips. Turning it off the hip, so he moves on to 9, and Australia on to 5 for 150. Edged just in front of the 4-slip fielder. It'll go to the boundary. Richardson won't get there. Not a convincing shot, but nevertheless 4 runs to Hughes. And that's a fine shot by Phillips. Overpitched outside the off stump. We'll pick up the 2 runs here. And there's all sorts of confusion. And luckily, the 2 batsmen get back into their creases without anything more disastrous than a heart flutter.
Well, you wouldn't mark that down as one of the more memorable days in Australian cricket. And I can tell you there'll be no more disappointed people in the whole of Australia than the 12 Australian players here at the ground. It was an absolute disaster in the first innings. They recovered a bit in the second, but that final scorecard is still a very dispiriting affair. At the finish, 5 for 158 with Hughes on 34, Phillips 11. The batsman out, Dyson for 30, played quite well up to that point. Vessel's no score, Wood 56, the outstanding innings of the day. Border for 6 and Yallop for 1. Hughes and Phillips have put together an unbroken partnership, taking the total from 124 along to 158. But it is still a very, very tough situation for Australia after they'd been forced to follow on 340 behind. The bowling for the West Indians, very impressive again. Garner 1 for 27, Marshall 2 for 33, Holding none for 46, Walsh 2 for 40, and 1 over each to Gomes and Richards, the only spinners seen so far in the game, and they haven't really been needed by the West Indians, although I think the Australians could have done with Tom Hogan in their side. So one of the less memorable days in Australian cricket history, bowled out for the lowest score ever against the West Indians, 76 beating the 82 in Adelaide in 1951-52. A triumph so far for the West Indians, a disaster for the Australians, and there'll need to be a lot of thinking done in Australian cricket if this game finishes tomorrow, as we all think at the moment it is certain to do. Good night.
This has been another presentation from Nine's Wide World of Sports.